It seems though the industry is fascinated with going horizontal along tech, which is very lightly integrated around too much tech versus going deep into actually getting the most out of those product lines. So until you've really got your CRM, Realtair and your Airtable, kind of wouldn't be worried about too much other tech unless you've really got those embedded in. Everybody has the same access and the same availability of all of the tech stack that is available, but the major difference is that if you haven't got the resources to actually roll out, train, onboard and coach, and it's a gradual process, you can have the tech, but you're actually not using it. It's not about the actual tech itself anymore. It's actually to maximize the product. Everybody says, oh yeah, I've got Realtair, I've got whatever, but how effectively are you actually using the product? At the end of the day, we want things that enable agents and property managers to either do more volume or to do it easier. And if the tech solution can't answer that, then I'm not interested in it. You talk about consumerism, I think you're talking about agentism. That's more in the agent's head than what it is in the consumer. You're dealing with a pretty sophisticated consumer, really. If you've got a house, clearly to be able to get a mortgage, you've obviously got a job and your partner's probably got a job as well. So you're a relatively educated person that you're actually dealing with. Agents get too caught up in the fee and put all this emphasis on the back end. It was my fees or market. A listing presentation is like a kind of 15-round heavyweight boxing match. You don't have to win every round, but at the end of the 15 rounds, you need a higher points count than what your competitor does. And if you think about that entire process, you've just got to think about the fact that you won't win every single stage of that listing process, but if you can be marginally better the whole way through, there's a slight tendency to want to go with you, then I think, yeah, the door is going to be open to have that conversation. But the easy option is to say, I didn't get it, it was just the fee. But the reality is the total point score at the end of that 15-round analogy is you are probably kind of on the back foot anyway. Logically, if I want to use someone and the fees aren't quite right, I think it's unlikely that a vendor wouldn't at least have a conversation with you about that. First and foremost, IQ, there's a certain benchmark that's required, and then once you've hit that level, there's no upside in being super uber smart, right? And you can't be a dipstick.
You've got to be able to pick up the right keys for the right house, or otherwise there's a problem there.
Yeah. So there's a minimum entry point, but then all of the upside on top of that doesn't get you the same quota of upside in it. In terms of order, it's neck and neck for work ethic and EQ. You can be a highly successful agent if you've got high work ethic and really strong emotional skills. You actually just get along well with people and you can read the play. But if you've got the work ethic and you've got the EQ, then what happens if you add tech on top of that, that I can say does become an unfair advantage. Your work ethic plus EQ plus tech equals far bigger than just work ethic, EQ and no tech. The tech on top, if you've got those first two, can become a massive multiplier, and that's what we've seen with our best salespeople.